They say they can't. I know, cause I'm way on top of my flow, and she has nothing that's inside, so I'm out the.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy J-Rod, back at it again with another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but today we are going to be talking about why NBA players actually make more money than the MLB players, and MLB is not where the money is at. When you look at the All-NBA selections, discussions have opened up about Supermax deals, and Supermax eligible players include Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, Kemba Walker, and Damian Lillard. Also, when you look at the decision for Carter Stewart, the draft pick of the Atlanta Braves, to forego playing in the minor leagues and play in Japan, this has also contributed to my idea that the MLB is not really where the money is at. So when we look at the raw statistics, the average MLB salary for a player, $4.5 million. The average NBA salary, however, is $7.7 million. And somebody might say,
oh, but what about the record-breaking contracts of Bryce Harper and Mike Trout?
remember those Supermax deals I mentioned? Yeah. Kemba Walker, a player who was on the All-NBA third team. Keep in mind that Mike Trout and Bryce Harper are players who are in MVP conversations every year. Let me say Mike Trout, at least. Kemba Walker, who's on the All-NBA third team, is eligible for a $221 million contract. 5 years. $221 million. So you can times that by 2, and let's say you play 10 years with that contract, that'd be $440 million. Obviously not gonna happen, but you see he's so close to $300 million in only 5 years. Didn't Bryce Harper sign a contract for 13 years though? Oh yeah, he did. Alright, and I believe Mike Trout was like 8 or 10 or something like that. So, yes, you're looking at Kemba Walker, a player who is not in MVP conversations, who is eligible to make that type of money with the Supermax deals in the NBA. Another player who is actually MVP caliber in the NBA is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and his Supermax contract that he is eligible for can go upwards to $247 million for 5 years. Now, I'm not going to do the math. I'm going to put the math on the screen of how much that would average out each year. But just keep in mind that the NBA, they do their contracts, like not a lot of players do flat rates on their contracts. So they'll basically backload the contract. So at the end, like the years near the end of their contract, they will be making more than what they started with in terms of salary. Giannis could be looking to make $56 million in his final year of his contract if he were to sign the Supermax. Let's not even talk about Rudy Gobert, who is eligible at some point to make $60 million on his Supermax if he were to sign. Moving on. When you look at it, Mike Trout, hey, you know, he's making top dollar as an MVP caliber player, making on average $37 million a year. Bryce Harper, however, is only making an average of $27 million per year. In the MLB, there are 9 players making $30 million or more in average salary. But look at the NBA. There are 12 players making $30 million or more in average salary, and 2 of them, Stephen Curry and Russell Westbrook, are making $40 million and up. So already looking at that off the bat, you're like, damn, you want them big bucks? You want them big bucks? Starting to look like the NBA is more probable. But I'm not finished though. Let's just wait. When we look at the minors, the minor leagues, of course, you're a baseball player. You're not going straight from high school to the major leagues. In basketball, you can do that. You can make big bucks right out of high school because in the minors, gathering data from 1995 to 2011, a study concluded that only 66% of players drafted in the first round of the MLB draft actually made it to the big leagues. Only 2/3 made it to the big leagues. 1/3 of them did not. And now if you want to compare that to the NBA, how they draft, there's never been more than 10 players that have never seen an NBA appearance that have been drafted. So basically there will be players in the NBA who get drafted that don't play, but that number has never eclipsed 10. 10 in recent years. When you're looking at the second round, only 50% of MLB players make it to the bigs out of the minors. Third round, 40%. For the fourth round, only 35% make it to the bigs. And for the fifth round, only 33% make it to the bigs. The odds are not in your favor if you're in the minor leagues, okay? They are not in your favor to make the bigs. So that's another component about making money, is that you have to grind so hard to get up there. Alright, and arbitration is another animal that players have to face. The MLB Players Association, they probably want to try to abolish that, because for the players, arbitration really doesn't work out. I mean, as a business standpoint, it makes sense, okay? But the players, they want that bread. They want that cheddar. They know that the MLB does not have a salary cap, and that's another point. The MLB doesn't have a salary cap, yet the NBA does, and you see the money that these NBA players are making? Baseball, I don't know if it's the move, bruh. Also, looking at minor leaguers who never make it, it's kind of hard for them to make money in other baseball leagues, alright? But when you look at NBA players who didn't quite pan out, like Shane Larkin, he is still a millionaire because he is making $1.7 million playing for Anadolu Efes in Turkey. Now, you might say that's not fair, alright, because considering I just mentioned the Japanese league, who's paying Carter Stewart $7 million over 6 years, so they can make some money. The KBO league in Korea, they do pay kind of well, but I would say EuroLeague players on average probably make more money than all those other baseball leagues in foreign countries. If you don't pan out in the NBA, basketball is still an option overseas. And we got the basketball tournament. If you don't know, now you know. You got a chance to make $2 million. The overseas elite team always wins. But hey, that's another opportunity. There's a lot of opportunities to make money while playing basketball. Not just professional basketball. Do you see these Instagram comedians who have played basketball? T-Jazz, B-Dot, alright? Like, Filet, like, come on, these guys are making bread off of the game of basketball. How many IG famous people you know have based their content off of baseball? No one! You can't name anybody! Also, in the minor leagues, like, a lot of these dudes are fighting for minimum wage. And yes, in the G League, you don't make that much. Alright, if I had to give an equivalent minor league, the G League, they make like around $35K. But that's better than, but the thing with the NBA's G League is that their season is shorter than a minor league season in baseball. So they can, you know, branch out and do other things after the season's over. Do you have that type of freedom with minor league baseball? So when looking at everything that I presented, I think it's pretty safe to say that the money in baseball is there, but compared to basketball, there's just more. There is just more. I am tired of seeing comments on Facebook saying baseball is where the money at. No, bro. You want to make bread? Play basketball. Alright? Do you see, like, even like in college, they paying these dudes. What baseball player is getting paid $100K to play college baseball? Who? Nobody! You never hear stories like that, okay? So once again, I'm going to say it. You want to make money playing a sport? Basketball is where it's at, alright? The money is in baseball, but it's not it's not close, alright? The average salary of the NBA is still trending upwards, because a few years ago it was only around like $6.5 million. Now it's at $7.7 million. But you know what? That's all I got to say. Let me know what y'all think. And as always, this has been another J-Rob video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.
boys say,